Hi, I'm Katie Ziskind. I'm a family therapist in Niantic, Connecticut, and today this video is all about how I use dialectical behavioral therapy to help adolescents and teenagers stop self-harming. So first of all, the adolescent brain is just not developed yet. So anytime a major stressor occurs, such as a big event coming up like a final, the start of school, beginning ninth grade, a parent's divorce, even a fight with a friend, can trigger intense, really drama-centered, but very, very intense emotions. The adolescent brain just can't process and step away like the eagle-eye view. And so they get really stuck. And so they think, hi, Adrian, thanks for jumping in. Adolescents and teenagers really don't have the coping skills, the positive, sustainable skills to deal with conflict in healthy ways. So oftentimes they'll think that self-harming is the only option to feel better. So usually a major issue occurs, a sense of guilt, a deep depression, and it seems like self-harming is the only way out. However, welcome, thanks for jumping in. I use dialectical behavioral therapy, which helps teenagers who are self-harming find other ways to express these deep emotions. So I do DBT individual sessions, and I also use DBT homework to reinforce the positive coping skills learned in session. So often therapy is just talking. However, DBT really effectively helps adolescents and teenagers stop self-harming because I teach skill-based therapy. So they'll gain this toolbox of positive coping skills. So next time they have a conflict with a friend, they'll be able to use their stop and pause skill to take a step back from the situation and make a really positive choice rather than make a mistake that they will later regret based out of feeling very triggered emotionally. And welcome, Em, come on in, thanks for joining. So when an adolescent or teenager is self-harming or feeling very depressed, it's really important to get help from a therapist that uses DBT. Welcome, Alexandra, thanks for jumping on. So when a teenager is self-harming, it's a cry for help. It's their way of saying, I need more support, I need help. Teenagers, their frontal lobe is not fully developed. In your brain, that is your emotional center. So that's what says, okay, I'm feeling really frustrated, I need help. But teenagers can't always say that. They can't say the words, you know, hey mom or hey dad, I really need some help, can you get me a therapist? They're not gonna be able to say that, but they are going to be showing you different cries for help. Welcome home. So you're a teenager, when they're struggling, they might tell you they have high anxiety, they have trouble taking tests, they can't concentrate. Or you might see a body change, such as dyeing hair, a major haircut, a wardrobe change, addiction to social media. All of these things are a cry for help. And I would love to be the therapist to help your teenager or your adolescent stop self-harming. So self-harm can take a number of forms. It could be kind of skin picking, anxiety-based. Welcome, Jeff, thanks for jumping on. It could be cutting, it could be burning, and all of self-harm really comes from an inability to cope positively. So I teach your adolescent or your teenager really positive ways to build a relationship with themselves, a healthier, more respectful, loving relationship with themselves. And then from there, they can create a life they love, a life that's worth living. So through DBT, your teenager will develop lifelong skills that they can use not only in middle school or starting ninth grade, but also into college years and beyond. So whenever they have a conflict come up, because conflict's part of life, whenever they start to feel triggered, they have that heated emotion, they will have the positive coping skills in their toolbox to handle that situation effectively and work on their interpersonal relationships. So I would love to help any adolescents or teenagers that you know boost self-esteem through animal-assisted therapy groups, yoga, art, and music therapy. Welcome, Holly. So in my practice in Niantic, there is nothing around like what I do. I have acrylic paints, incredible tongue drums, djembes, all different types of instruments that provide your child, adolescent, or young adult with other options in addition to talking to communicate their deep feelings. So especially when it comes to children and adolescents, it's really hard to talk about a divorce. So that's why I use other ways for those deep feelings to be expressed. I have an animal-assisted therapy group coming up this Sunday with the Mystic Nature Center, bringing an owl and a turtle. And groups for kids and adolescents really help teach positive emotional regulation. So if a child or a teenager, for instance, is self-harming or having an eating disorder, they're able to understand through the life of that animal and how that animal handles stress and processes empathy and what it means to show love and how they fight or flight. So for instance, we do equine therapy groups, and horses are flight animals. They will run. They are not able to fight back. So sometimes we have fights and we just feel like running or hiding and curling up and just running. And sometimes kids will actually run away. If they've lied, they're going to run and hide in a corner. So it's a really great experience for children to be able to project. Self-harming adolescents have been able to project onto the animals. We also do goat therapy. So goats can be very maternal. And it's so interesting too to see an adolescent that may not have self-love, but they're able to extend that empathy and compassion to an animal. And being with that animal is actually very healing. And there are tons of studies, highly effective studies on animal therapy for self-harming adolescents. You can find them on my website, wisdomwithinct.com. And that by being around the animal and showing a goat or a chicken or a hyena empathy, they're actually gaining self-love and self-compassion and actually rewiring their neural pathways. So talk therapy alone is no longer enough. You really need art, yoga, music, and animal-assisted therapies because they're highly effective in terms of offering a safe space, so many variety of ways of connecting and communicating. So then eventually when your child or teenager or young adult does want to talk, they have the ability to do so. They have this safe place of trust and belonging in my family therapy office. So if you know any struggling adolescents, frustrated teenagers, self-harming young adults, recently been through a breakup, a parent's divorce, very depressed, just not like their usual self, please share my information. I would love to be a resource and help the young adults that you know. Again, this is Katie Ziskind with Wisdom Within Counseling. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist in the Niantic area, the shoreline of southeastern Connecticut. And in addition to offering a highly effective mixed methods approach to therapy for families and parent support sessions, I also offer distance counseling. So if you're living in another part of Connecticut, I would love to do a video therapy session. So if you're already FaceTiming relatives or friends before bed, a video therapy session might be exactly the right thing for you if you have a busy schedule and do a lot of your work online or via Skype or Zoom. And I would very much appreciate if you shared this video. I hope you have a wonderful day and enjoy your weekends. Look forward to another quick tip, positive coping skill video tomorrow. Bye-bye.